So, in this tutorial, I'm going to show a very common function in list operation. Whenever you create a list, maybe it is not in your final stage. That means you still have something want to add inside the list. For example, like you create a list of different characters, and then maybe user trying to input some more characters. Then you need to add the items into the list. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you step by step how to use a very common function in list called append. Append function actually just add an item at the end of a list. Okay, so like when you have a list with like 10 items, if you use the append function, it will add the 11 items into the list. Okay, so I just copy the list I create in another example and just copy and paste to this program, so that I just don't want to repeat to type it out. It's simply just a list of a planets with different planets like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, or Jupiter. Okay, so now I'm trying to call the list planets and the function append and trying to put another planet into the list. Okay, so now I'm trying to use Pluto, okay, as a real planet in the universe. Okay, so I just run the program, and now you can see it seems nothing happened in the program, because when you're using the append function, actually it return nothing. And now I just trying to print out the planets list, and now you can see at the end of the list the Pluto items or the planet added at the end of the list. Pretty easy, right? So now I'm trying to demonstrate to you different kind of scenario, what you need to pay attention to, and what the append function can do and cannot do. Okay, so now I call the list again the planets dot append and try to put another two planets into the list. I just use the comma to separate these two planets, and let's see if I run the program. Now you can see error occur. There is a type error. It say it can't take two arguments, and that means you can't just use append function to append two items at the same times. If you use like a list, okay, it can add inside the list, but remember that actually it is not adding two items at the same times. Instead, if you look at the end of the list, now you can see you just add another list into the list. Okay, so therefore you can understand when we are trying to using the append function, we can append different kinds of data type. Let me show you one more example. In this example, I'm just trying to add another data type into the list, which is a number. Okay, so I call the variable planets and dot append and just write a random number 999 and try to append to the list, and let's see what happened. Now at the end of the list, you can see the 999 append to the end of the list, so it is a valid statement, a valid code statement. That means we can append a list, we can append a integer, we can of course append a string into a list. That is a mixture of different kinds of data type in the same list using the append function. So just draw out a conclusion. append function can only take one items at the same times. Okay, remember that you can't just add few items using the append function. Okay, so that is the first things you need to remember. And second thing is, when you are using the append function, you need to be careful that we can add different kinds of data types into the function. As I mentioned, you can add integer, add a list, add a string, or even a boolean add into the list. Okay, that is possible. And finally, something you need to remember or pay attention. In this tutorial, I didn't tell you how to add some items into the list, but not to the end of the list. And I will show you in the next tutorial how to add some items in different kind of position. Instead of using append, we can use another function helping you to adding items inside the list. Hope this tutorial helped you.